These are the rowdies behind me, Kearney student section. Hey, I got one question for you guys. One question. Does Kearney win tonight? When it comes 7 o'clock, there are going to be over 90,000 plus people here to not watch a football game at Memorial Stadium, but a volleyball match.
Wags, I made a mention on Sports Extra last night about the Magic Treehouse. Now I want to talk about my buddy Alexander, who once had a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. He's buddies with Big Red, who had something like that this afternoon. But what's even crazier is the run differential. Minden is outscoring opponents by over 100 runs this season. Which begs the question, why not just field a team in the spring?
Give me a takeaway Matt Rule can use this week for next week.
That he still loves his guys, and the fact that he can flush it is the reason why he's the right guy to be in Nebraska. Expect the Huskers to thump Purdue next week. But whether it was playing Duck Duck Goose, going bowling, or maybe even taking a selfie, the win makes this past Saturday even sweeter. New year, new QB1. This month, that statement will become true for Reagan Jones, who begins his first camp with UNK tomorrow. There was a point in time last spring where I got to talk to Loomis head coach Ty Spees and Overton head coach Marcus Harvey. Both of them tell me how confident they are in their football teams this fall. Now, in the final game of the season, these two colliding heads at 7-0, looking for a district title here at Overton High School. So Cal and Stanford are going to have to travel all the way across the country to face Boston College in not a non-conference matchup, but a matchup that's going to impact their conference record for every single sport that they play.
So football was kind of not planned, but it just kind of happened. And my sophomore year, my whole freshman year, I found out about the powerlifting team, and I joined. I just started putting the work in.
I have a video of him first beginning. And it was quite comical to look at that now.
He was like a 13-year-old freshman coming in, and then fast forward 2 years and he's setting 2 world records.
Utter dominance from Hunter Christensen, who's grown and learned so much in just 12 months.
But like at the end of the day, if you can show up to the gym and you can eat, but if you're not disciplined with it and you're not eating the right foods and if you're not working as hard as you can every day, you're not going to see any benefit.
He knows a lot about what I know as a strength coach, and so I can bounce ideas off him sometimes too, of like different variations that we need to do, like different exercises.
Hunter's a sophomore at Grand Island, playing football, throwing shot put and discus, but he does this as well. It's called powerlifting.
Going into freshman year, I started lifting for I heard Gish had a powerlifting team. And I went to ask some of my friends at the time if I could go lift.
It's a good thing his friends said yes because success followed fast.
That's about what I do.
But throughout all this success in the gym, there was a little bit of a different path at home.
I did originally with my mom, with my sister and my brother. And then over some actions that took place and things that happened, I ended up with my grandparents.
It's a blessing to watch him and to have him in our home with us. He asked me about 2 years ago if we could start going to the gym.
His grandmother, Lori Holmes, now his guardian, watched him figure it out to then ascending on the biggest stage in Louisiana.
His friends were sitting next to me, and at one point on his bench, they said he's going for a world record. I'm like, what did you just say?
For his age, he got a pair, squat at 567, total weight at 1504, finishing 4th in his division with a plethora of support.
Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better family. My grandma, she's been so supportive. My grandpa has always been there.
He's willing to go to great strides to do whatever he has to do, and he doesn't let his circumstances or his situation hold him back.
They know I'm great. I know I'm great. I just need to show them all the work that I put in.
The best part about Hunter's position, he's only 15 years old. As the sophomore gets older, his numbers will get higher. But along with that, his impact on powerlifting will follow.
I feel like I brought some awareness, but at the same time, I know I could definitely bring more to the sport of powerlifting.
As long as he maximizes it, his potential is truly limitless. Like he can do a lot of really cool things. And I think he knows that, and he takes advantage of that.
Forever limitless, something Hunter has achieved and will continue to flourish. I'm Trey Redfield, NTV Sports.
Let's move to the mats, where Adonis Lattimore, before wrestling at UNK, took the nation by storm, winning the state title in the 106-pound weight class all the way in Virginia. Now, he's ready to make the same impact with the Lopers, overcoming adversity he's been dealt since birth.
No, obviously rich tradition built by those that came before us.
I've always wanted to be like part of that
historic team. My high school and middle school years, I haven't been able to do that, so to be part of it this year was like a big motivator.
UNK checked all those boxes. It's an elite program.
A program of excellence, one that's continued by many, including Adonis Lattimore.
Long story short, pretty much Coach Jensen, after I won my state title, contacted me after he heard about me.
When we were, looking at schools and whatnot, we never thought that this would be where Adonis would end up at.
And I liked it out here, so I decided to make this my home.
A redshirt freshman by way of Virginia Beach in central Nebraska, with physical challenges from day one.
Obviously, I was born without legs, and there's just one thing on my right hand.
The umbilical cord wraps around the limbs, and it cuts off growth and circulation. And so his right side basically, was impacted by that.
Pretty much lived my whole life like this. I stay in a wheelchair when going around like campus and stuff, and then in my dorm I just stay out of my wheelchair.
There was never an official diagnosis. Despite the physical challenge, Lattimore found the mats.
It was actually my dad that got me into wrestling, because apparently I brought a flyer back home from school one day.
He loved the sport from day one. That was always the case.
After that, he took me to the practice, and after that, it just kind of stuck.
And from there's been no doubt. With different techniques came a state title, leading the road to Kearney, America.
The support system surrounding him has been incredible, and that starts with his parents and even going to his high school wrestling coach, people that never doubted him for a minute.
And that was one of the things that, him and Adonis and I, we always talk about, like, hey, you want to be considered an elite guy. You want to be at the top of the food chain in this sport. Then if the opportunity presents itself, here it is.
He never complains, he never doubts, he never falters at all. He'll do everything that's asked of him and more.
Despite the roadblocks, success has followed, with life lessons riding shotgun through it all.
You can't be hesitant and always not willing to do the extra work. People that are successful actually do the work and set themselves apart from everyone else.
But we're just thankful just for him to even have the opportunity to be in the space and just be able to, like you say, to be able to continue to compete.
There's really no excuses in Adonis's world, and I think you see that a lot carrying on to our guys too, that there's just no excuse, and they just put their head down, go to work, and just try to get better each day.
Wow.
No excuse, no
Yeah.
fear. Adonis and UNK look to continue those mindsets tomorrow against Augustana at 3, guys.